The market's recovery has been historic. The S&P 500 hit a record $55.7 trillion in market cap just last week. $55.7 trillion, guys. That's insane if you look at it from crypto standards. This means that the S&P 500 has added 11.4 trillion since April lows. Nvidia alone has added 1.6 trillion in value, reaching a record, of about 3.9 trillion dollars. Year over year, S&P 500 market cap has surged by 6.9 trillion dollars, or 14.6%. We are witnessed one of the fastest and largest rebounds in market history, and that's pretty much across the board. Even if you're looking at the crypto markets, specifically Bitcoin, you're noticing a similar trend. Housing market, similar trend. Gold, similar trend. NASDAQ, similar trend. So you guys get the idea as to what's really happening. But welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel, to the XRP holders. Thank you for all your support. Let's take a look at what's happening with the markets and what we could be expecting going into Tuesday morning. So over the last 1 hour, market is picking up, as we could see. Of course, if you watch some of my other updates, we know what has happened over the last 24 hours. We did see a little bit of a retracement, due to the tariff conversations coming again, but we are seeing market kind of not being impacted for too long because the price of Bitcoin has rebounded back above $108,000. Actually, the price of Bitcoin and closed yesterday's daily candle above 108, which again is always nice to see. But looking at the price of XRP, $2.27. We're up about 1% in Bitcoin comparative, and USD comparative pretty much break even right now. Valuation at $134.1 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume at about $4.6 billion. So the 24-hour trading volume has skyrocketed, sitting at a staggering $4.6 billion. That's insane to see. But before we get into any further, as always, just a quick disclaimer: anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So BlackRock adds 1,388 Bitcoin, worth 164 million to its holding. So these guys have been accumulating, Bitcoin and ETH while there's a lot of uncertainty. And right now, when it comes to Bitcoin, there might not be uncertainty, but Ethereum had a lot of uncertainty. But these guys have been accumulating ETH day in, day out. We're actually been noticing a lot of big inflows coming into ETH, which kind of gives me more confirmation that obviously altcoin season is coming up and approaching, because ETH is a huge indicator when it comes to looking at an altcoin season. But look at this. Remember, XRP should reach its max supply in the next few years. Afterwards, the number of XRP units will only shrink due to the burning of transaction fees. As long as XRP demand grows or even remains the same, XRP scarcity should be positive for XRP's price. And this is documented by Wisdom Tree. Of course, they have filed for their own XRP spot ETF. And look at this. If there is each day the same amount of Ripple transactions as Swift messages, after 50 years, 98% of the XRPs will still exist. And on top of that, let's watch this video. Actually, before we do that, Brad Garlinghouse hinted this a long time ago about RippleNet, but let's watch it.
In contrast, when you're using Uber, the Uber drivers get paid every 2 weeks. Why is it they get paid every 2 weeks? How can we reduce the friction so every time you get out of an Uber, the Uber driver gets paid? Uber wants that to happen, and despite being obviously a major player, the ability, the friction even associated for someone like that is challenging. Our vision is to truly enable global payments such that you can plug in with one API, and whether you're seeking liquidity, whether you're seeking a payment into a payment network, whether you're seeking a payment to a bank, to reduce that friction such that it is real-time and extremely low cost. By doing that, we think we can let RippleNet truly scale to serve a new set of customer demands. On demand in real time. Again, we are all witnessing a generation grow up that are...
So, as you can see, this video that I just shared with you guys, it's not a brand new video, but they talked about how we could see RippleNet revolutionize, the way we, transact funds, whether that's P2P or B2B. It would revolutionize and make everything super instant. And of course, remember, on-demand, real-time, low-cost, inexpensive, no delays, and elegant experience. And we have that happening right in front of us. And on top of that, we have all these big financial industries, TradeFi coming towards crypto. You see those, links really getting connected, and this is where RippleNet is going to shine. And remember, July 14th ISO standard goes live. Swift is no longer going to be a thing, and that's where the potential of this really becoming a massive success could really be in play. And of course, letting the financial industry really be, full in control to see, which platform they want to use. But remember, RippleNet has been building for years and years, and it's time for it to shine, in my opinion. Do let me know what your personal thoughts are on that. But look at this. XRP is dominating Korea's largest exchange, up it $4.53 billion in 24-hour trading volume. And of course, as I've stated, we're approaching about $5 billion. That itself is something we don't really want to be ignoring, and it kind of explains, the price action that we did see earlier in the morning. But look at this. Just a reminder, we're now at 54 crypto ETFs filing with the SEC. The floodgates for altcoin ETFs are about to open. If you're waiting for regulatory clarity, you're running out of time, according to Ripple Van Wickle. But let's take a look at, what is happening with the price. So if you're looking at the dominance, still ranging around 65.29%. We have yet to break below this key range, but pay very close attention to BTC because Bitcoin is going back up to that 108,500 range. Pretty much opens the door for us to, start hovering up to that 109,500. Pretty much after breaking that, we could be pushing up towards all-time highs. Bitcoin's looking amazing right now. Dominance still, ranging around the 65.29%. Of course, we would love to see the dominance breaking below here, but right now, if Bitcoin picks up strength, heads towards an all-time high, we will see the dominance, believe it or not, picking up again, in my opinion. But if you're looking at XRP, XRP is currently sitting at $2.28. Things are starting to heat up again, and as I've discussed with you guys on my channel in the last few updates, I am expecting this wick to fill in, and of course, after that, we know my target, which is in the 23.6. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. We'll see you later. Been Crypto ZX, and peace out.